Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Romano exclusive. Besiktas tried to sign Sancho, Trossard, Chiesa. What happened? The transfer market can sometimes be special. Also, when you expect it to be close, done, sealed. The Turkish Super League's market closes 12 days after the European top 5 leagues market, and this is why sometimes there are surprises. Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester United were all approached in recent weeks. Well, in the last weeks, Premier League clubs have been approached for several opportunities. The special case is the one of Besiktas. The Turkish side had been looking for an important winger for weeks. Their initial top target was Jadon Sancho, and they were ready to offer an important loan fee to Manchester United or even a permanent transfer. But they never had any sort of green light from Sancho, who didn't want to move to Saudi or Turkey this summer and ended up at Aston Villa instead. But Besiktas were really prepared to make it happen, if the player wanted to. Besiktas president also personally entered into negotiations with Arsenal for Leandro Trossard. The initial proposal was a loan with a buy option clause, with a loan fee worth around €5 million and a buy option over €20 million. The answer from Arsenal? No chance. No way to let Trossard go, especially with the market closed and also because he verbally agreed to sign a new deal at Arsenal in August and has no plans to leave Premier League football now. 1 year ago, Arsenal found themselves in a similar situation with Trossard being targeted by Saudi side Al Ittihad. Also in that case, the Gunners said no. But it's not over yet because Besiktas also wanted to try a big signing with Federico Chiesa, right after the official decision by Arne Slot to cut him from Champions League squad for the first 6 months. Besiktas approached Liverpool for a loan worth €5 million, the same as Trossard, but there was no chance to convince Slot, Richard Hughes, and also Chiesa himself, who wanted to stay at Liverpool, fight for his place and do his best in domestic competitions. That's how doors got closed, despite Besiktas' attempts to give Chiesa a guaranteed starting 11 spot in a possible, that spot is not earned yet at all, World Cup season for the Italian. That's how Besiktas ended up signing Jota Silva on loan with a buy option clause from Nottingham Forest. He had agreed to join Sporting. The deal collapsed and Besiktas decided to proceed. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Manchester City to rival Liverpool for Marc Guehi after transfer saga twist. Manchester City are preparing to rival Liverpool in the race to sign Marc Guehi as a free agent next summer. The England international will be one of the most sought-after defenders on the market when his Crystal Palace contract expires and City's interest threatens to set up a major transfer battle between the two Premier League giants. Guehi was close to moving to Anfield on deadline day after Liverpool agreed a £35 million deal only for Palace to pull the plug in the final hours of the window. His situation now leaves him free to negotiate with overseas clubs from January with a host of European heavyweights monitoring developments. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan and Juventus are all ready to make an approach. Madrid in particular have a track record of signing high-level defenders on free or cut-price deals, while Barcelona see the defender's Ivorian passport as a useful asset under Spanish registration rules. Despite the interest from abroad, the strongest competition may come from within England. Liverpool remain confident of returning to the table next summer and believe their long-standing pursuit gives them an edge. But City are understood to hold Guehi in high regard and are now preparing to make their move. City did not attempt to rival Liverpool's interest in the summer because it was clear Guehi either wanted Anfield or to run down his deal. That stance is expected to shift with Pep Guardiola's side looking at defensive reinforcements as part of their long-term planning. There will be no January exit from Selhurst Park. Guehi has reiterated his commitment to Palace for the current campaign, and his conduct during the failed Liverpool move has ensured he retains the backing of the supporters. Even so, Palace face losing their captain for nothing, and the level of interest ensures Guehi will be able to command a lucrative contract. At 25 and already established for club and country, he represents a rare opportunity on the free agent market. Chelsea have also been linked with Enzo Maresca, an admirer, but a return to the club where he came through the academy appears unlikely. With City now joining Liverpool at the front of the queue, the battle for Guehi's signature looks set to dominate the next transfer window. Fabrizio Romano reveals Besiktas shock moves for Jadon Sancho, Leandro Trossard. Fabrizio Romano reveals Besiktas shock moves for Jadon Sancho, Leandro Trossard and Federico Chiesa. Here's what really happened. Meanwhile, Manchester City join Liverpool in the race for Marc Guehi after a dramatic transfer twist. Plus, a Liverpool loanee leaves his manager stunned with unbelievable energy, and Arne Slot's former star is making history away from Anfield, scoring goals for fun. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our third news is, where he gets the energy, boss stunned by Liverpool loan star. Dundee United boss Jim Goodwin has hailed Liverpool loanee Luca Stevenson for his brace at the weekend against Hibernian, commenting on his endless energy. The Horton-born player spent time within Sunderland's academy before the Reds snapped him up back in 2018 for their youth system. And after featuring heavily for the Reds' youth sides, he was loaned out to Barrow in the 2023/24 season, and last term, he impressed at Scottish side Dundee United. At Dundee United, Goodwin insisted he was not the brightest in the way he reacted to a tackle. The 21-year-old versatile player had no shortage of suitors in the summer window as Aberdeen and Cardiff City were keen on him. However, Stevenson decided to rejoin Dundee United and he is a starter for Goodwin, making 3 goal contributions already in 2 league games. At the weekend, in a frenetic 3-3 match with Hibernian, Stevenson scored 2 goals for the Terrors and the Dundee United boss credited him for his brace. Goodwin believes that the Liverpool talent was unlucky not to score a hat-trick, and he hailed Stevenson for his energy from the right wing-back position throughout the game. That I thought there were so many good individual performances, and of course, Luca deserves a huge amount of credit for the couple of goals that he had, the Dundee United boss told the Terrors media, 307. And he was really unlucky at the end of the game there. At 3-3, he breaks his way into the box, where he finds the energy from, I don't know, and Jordan Smith makes a decent save with his foot at the near post. But, we encourage the wingbacks to get forward and to be adventurous, and when one wingback is crossing the ball, we want the other one coming in and arriving at the back post. We need to try and get as many bodies in there as possible, and pleased for Luca that he managed to get the couple of goals. Liverpool will be keeping a close eye on Stephensen's performances at Tannadice, as the Englishman is catching attention with his performances in Scotland. The Terrors face Aberdeen next week, and the 21-year-old will look to continue to electric start at Tannadice next Tuesday. Fabrizio Romano reveals Besiktas shock moves for Jadon Sancho, Leandro Trossard and Federico Chiesa. Here's what really happened. Meanwhile, Manchester City join Liverpool in the race for Marc Guehi after a dramatic transfer twist. Plus, a Liverpool loanee leaves his manager stunned with unbelievable energy, and Arne Slot's former star is making history away from Anfield, scoring goals for fun. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Arne Slot has sold an animal who's making history away from Liverpool and scoring for fun. Arne Slot will have little regret over his summer transfer business at Liverpool after they maintained a perfect start to the 2025/26 campaign. Mohamed Salah ended his 6-year Turf Moor drought when he converted a 95th-minute penalty to rescue the 3 points in a 1-0 win over Burnley. The Reds embarked on a frivolous summer rebuild project at Anfield as several long-standing first-team stars departed for pastures new. However, as British record signing Alexander Isak was excluded from the matchday squad and Hugo Ekitike struggled to find the solution against a stubborn Burnley defence, one forward who Slot allowed to leave Anfield this summer was making his history at his new club. Luis Diaz makes Bundesliga history at Bayern Munich. According to Sanmia on X, Luis Diaz became the fourth Bayern Munich signing in history to score in all three of his first Bundesliga appearances for the club. Diaz has joined illustrious company alongside Ruggiero Rizzatelli, Luca Toni, and Mario Mandzukic in the record books at the Allianz Arena. The 28-year-old scored in the 29th minute during the 5-0 win against Hamburg on Saturday as he takes his sensational Bundesliga tally to 3 goals and 2 assists in his opening 3 fixtures. Despite Diaz enduring an underwhelming DFB Pokal debut, he has hit the ground running in Germany and has added a new dimension to Vincent Kompany's attack. As TBR Football previously reported, Diaz felt it was the right time to leave Liverpool after winning the Premier League title last season, meaning he left England having claimed all domestic silverware on offer. Indeed, Diaz could have remained at Liverpool for the foreseeable future had the club reached a compromise with the player's entourage regarding a new deal. Slot instead allowed the Colombian to depart Anfield and has placed his trust in Cody Gakpo to be the leading man on the left flank for the Reds. And the Dutchman has proved invaluable after also enjoying an impressive start to the campaign. Luis Diaz has been an animal for Bayern Munich. Colombia teammate Kevin Castano described Diaz as an animal when the River Plate midfielder commented on the forward's Instagram post following the win over Hamburg. Diaz enjoyed his most productive season in a Liverpool shirt last term as he notched 17 goals and 8 assists across all competitions. And while many Red supporters will question the decision to sell a star forward in the prime of his career, the results at the beginning of the season indicate that the move has been beneficial for all parties. Slot is building a Liverpool side of his own design, and had Diaz remained at Anfield, he would undoubtedly have been facing a battle to retain his place in the starting lineup. Whereas in Bayern, he is thriving as an integral player in Kompany's plans and playing some of the best football of his career. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.